Thank you very much. We're still watching AIT TV. It's another beautiful Tuesday, 5 p.m. And I told you that if it gets to that, then you know it's time for Startup Talk. It is another hour where we discuss business, and especially for that person who is trying to think about starting a business. It is all about that. I am Sankara Berohanga, and I am from Empower Youth in Technology, a youth tech hub here in Mbarara that empowers startups in 3 ways. We mentor you or build your capacity, we promote your business, but we also link you to affordable financing options through our AIT Startups Fund. Now, AIT is the chief sponsor of the show. I should gather my smiling efforts because today I'm privileged. I think I've made it in life. We're about to sort that, and you're supposed to drop a comment and say, Sankara, now you're on another level. That said, I am going to be introducing to you to our topic today, and the pictures you see on your screen now show Mbarara City, and we can now proudly say Mbarara City, not the other time anyway. We are believed to be second to Kampala, which is the capital city of Uganda, and Mbarara is growing into a business sports center for very many individuals in the region and beyond. We have people from Rwanda, Tanzania, Kenya, and all these neighboring countries all trading in Mbarara City. But how about those that are planning to start and are planning to invest in Mbarara City? What could be those opportunities that you may want to consider? Now, as far as investment is concerned, we're looking at where you put your resources, and you hope that this that you've invested in, or this where you put your resources, I would say money, there's going to be value growing with time. If you want to do that in Mbarara, we have opportunities that you can actually leverage on. Today we are joined in by a seasoned entrepreneur and businessman of the region, Mr. Barya, Barya. And this is not by mistake. He also doubles as a chairman, Mbarara Investment Club, and we are in the right place. We're going to take this short break, and when we return, we dive into the discussion of the day.
You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
Yes, welcome back from that short break. We are rolling. It is the Startup Talk. I am Sankara Berohanga. Today we're joined by Mr. Barya, and he is the chairman of Mbarara Investment Club. And what we are looking at today is whether Mbarara City has some business opportunities, business investment opportunities, and this is what we are talking about today. Papa, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
The Startup Talk is meant to help primarily young people who are looking at joining the business world, who are not planning to go looking for jobs, and those that have taken a little step, that have started, but also those that are running successful businesses but may want to hear from the seasoned and successful people. We believe that this young lady and gentleman watching can get something to learn from you, and I'm so sure you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you could say hi to our viewer, and we start from there.
Yes, hi viewers. I wish to introduce myself. I'm Barya Muhumuza. I have a hardware shop, and I have some bit of manufacturing and transport and real estate. So those are my major businesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I should have done that, but my shoes are too little. I couldn't really risk missing, and I'm so sure, Papa, we are we are home. Now, let's start it like this. There are people that have grown up hearing about the name Barya, and most of them in conversations you always have to come in now, like, Barya, he did this and then later did this. If we could steal 1 minute from you, and if you're willing to share the little bit of the start, how you grew to the elephant we have today.
Yes, I started way back. I was working in Uganda Electricity Board.
Yes.
And where I worked for 24 years. So after selling UEB, I went into business. But all along, I had wanted to be in business, but people would discourage you to go into business. Once you have a job, you feel you are comfortable and you can remain there. So you'd ask, why did I leave the job? When you're at work, you are sure you are going to get a salary, but it's limited to whoever is your boss. Maybe it's the one who proposes, and if you are to get a promotion, they are the ones to decide. But if you are working on your own, you can call yourself any name. Whether you can be a chairman, you can be a CEO, and you can do anything you want. So I always felt that I should leave that job, because people would retire, you would see them after a year or two, they're already desperate, and these were your bosses who used to get privileges of getting new vehicles, big houses, but he retires and leaves all this behind, and you find he's even failing to raise fees. Because at 55,
yes,
you are still young, and maybe you still have kids in the schools. So I felt I should go into business. I chose hardware because even when I was still in office, I used to do some construction. I used to have small houses, but I used to know where money used to go. It was into hardware. So I felt that if I'm to do anything, any business, I have to go into hardware. Hardware, I wouldn't talk about other businesses because I'm not conversant. When I was still in office, my wife used to do business, but we were in shoes and handbags, but they had seasons, and when China came in, China sort of made duplications and we are not getting quality things. Me, I like quality things because yes, I used to get from England, from America, so I used to have good things. But now China duplicates and the thing becomes cheap. So a shoe you will sell at 50, when they bring it in the market is 20. And yes, and it looks the same. So people can't tell the difference. They would think maybe you have been cheating them. Yet it is quality that you will be paying. So I didn't want to remain into that business. That's when after retirement, when I got my package, that's what I did. I went into business. I would want to say that Mbarara is developing, because as we talk now, one cannot think of putting up a grass thatched house.
In Mbarara, yes.
Yeah, whether in the village, nobody, because you can't get even that grass. We used to roof with papyrus reeds. Now NEMA can't allow you there to cut those papyrus reeds. Of course, with the fiber, you can't get enough. So you have to use iron sheets.
Yes.
If you have to build iron sheets. And we used to use the cow dung for our floors, but nobody can give it now. So you have to use cement. Otherwise, that's why you find people who don't have cows used to have jiggers. You can talk of jiggers here. Jiggers, we last saw jiggers in the 60s. So no jiggers in Ankole. Yeah, because we used to use that.
People have transformed to cement.
People have transformed, and so that's where money is. Whoever is thinking of building, has to go to a hardware shop.
So you chose hardware.
So I chose hardware, and it is good business. When we talk of Mbarara region, Mbarara, we have good businesses with the people from Congo. I think you heard President wanted to make roads that side, because we have good business in Congo. We have good business in Rwanda, in Tanzania. Rwanda is a bit complicated, but Tanzania, when you use Kagera side, Chikagati side,
yes,
yeah, there's good business. Then we have, of course, in Pondwe, we have side of Chisoro. So
all those
come here. Yeah. Wow. So we trade with those groups. And the market is big, is enormous.
Okay, the market is big, it is enormous, and we are getting that from the lion himself. Now, before we move fast, because he has been here, would you mind sharing how businesses and the way of making business has evolved in Mbarara? One would call it the history of businesses in Mbarara. Maybe, there are generations that change. This was the case, now this is the case.
Yeah. Here, of course, we used to have Indians. Indians were the ones who were in business, and they used to normally deal with the Muslim community. They are the ones who are nearer to them, because some of them share the same religion. So others would come in as a by the way. So after the Indians left, now it was left Ugandans. Now here in Mbarara, there are few Indians who have come in. We have businesses with them, but the majority of the people here in Mbarara are our people here, born here. And yes, so born here, raised here. Me personally, I come about 10 kilometers from Mbarara town, so I'm been near town. So people have come here, they have evolved. The way I told you, it used to be the Muslim community.
Yes.
And I would say some of them had never used to go to school, so they were entrepreneurs who were not learned, self-made, and so they used to do those odd jobs, while others would run schools. For them, they would do the tax business. Taxes were for them, trade was for them, but now everybody's there. You can do any business you think of, and all these businesses, you don't need to start big. If I can tell you my business in 2002, I started with 8 million. By the time I had a small house, and I thought I would finish it with the package I was given. So when I went into business, I started with 8 million. But now it has grown.
That was still hardware?
Yes, 2002. 2002, that is the money I started with. You can start a business with any money, but the biggest investment you should have before you start business is to be trustworthy.
Okay.
Trust is the one that gives you a lot of money, because people can give you things on credit and you pay them after. So it's what helped us to grow where we have reached.
Oh, wow. I'm talking about Mr. Barya, and he cannot say one or two words before he brings in some advice for you, no matter the statements. Now, of course, generations changed. We became a municipality. You enjoyed that time, and rumors of the city came in, and finally we are a city. when we look and read about globally cities and how they are grown, they need to have these strategic thinkers and very many, or strategic investors who are going to invest in infrastructure of the city. The coming of Mbarara city as an entrepreneur, I'm sure perhaps you could be part of the team that triggered the status because of the infrastructure you're setting up and generally your input. When the rumors started coming in and the possibility of us having a city and finally us getting a city, what was it like? I mean, what did it mean to the business community of Mbarara, to people like you? What was really running in your mind? Now the city is coming, what is going to change?
I wouldn't talk about the name city or town, because as we talk, Dubai is still a municipality. Dubai is a municipality, it is not a city. So I wouldn't talk about the name.
Okay.
First, when I talked to the president, we requested him at least to transfer some ministries to our region.
Yes.
But because now there's a lot of congestion, you go in Kampala, you are forced to go in a border, or you sit in a vehicle an hour, 2 hours, you haven't reached your destination. So we are suggesting to him that at least let him bring us some ministries in the regions. So that one would reduce the congestion in Kampala and even have value for the property we are developing here in town. Here in town we are still unfortunate because people in offices don't do what they are supposed to do, because they don't give out plans and implement them. If you put it there, your plan, it is passed. That is it. Whatever you put in down, nobody gives you advice.
No one is strategically thinking for
the town.
Oh God.
So they don't even involve us. Whatever good thing is coming into town, they don't involve us. It is on a small, maybe if they call you for a party, end of year, or they want to read the budget, but you have no input in that budget. They don't consult, they don't come to us. But all the same, we have been moving slowly. But I have a thinking that there should be people who would be thinking for our town, and these are strategic thinkers.
Yes.
Who would move us somewhere so that we have an organized town. But when you look at even places which are being opened up, when you look at like a place in Katete was near town, but it is in a mess. You can't talk of developing Katete or somebody building in Katete, because it's now no roads, nothing. It is a slum. It is a slum. So I'm thinking that now with bypass opened, people are there.
We hear the talk of
some roads.
We hear the talk of industrial park.
Yes. So there can be an industrial park there, and maybe we move out of town. Big businesses can be strategically reallocated in those places so that we remove congestion in the middle of the town. I've seen even towns where you find they don't allow people to drive in the center of the town. So they are shopping areas.
Yes.
Nothing else. Say nothing else. Like High Street, you find it's closed. You go in these other areas to access wherever you go. But in town here, you find people do shopping, and that is it.
At this rate, if we do not get Mbarara's think tank, could there be a person in Barya thinking that at one point you may need to gather people like you and come to the rescue of the city? I'm looking at, would Mbarara become a Dubai so soon? Or we're looking at 100 years plus?
I would say it is very easy for Mbarara to be a Dubai, but there must be some strategy on how we can arrive on that. Because now, in trade, we are overtaxed. We face many taxes. So there is no room for expansion. You are thinking of only taxes. Because municipal charges, local government charges, then you have URA. All of them are looking at your business.
Yes.
So where would you get? And you go in the banks, the rates are very high. So we can't grow to the, if you go now, you find people get money from Dubai, they come and they borrow it to us here. Because there is about 5%, 2%. So he comes here and borrows it at 15, 18, 20%. So you can imagine.
Makes profit even before you take anything.
Before you take off. So we are not looking at expanding until there are those strategic areas where government and the local government can sit together and know the taxes that people face in our towns.
Wow. Oh, I think I should take the opportunity now that we have Mr. Barya. Could you just help summarize those areas? I'm sure someone in charge perhaps could be watching. Some of these areas you think are most pressing. We see taxes so far, from what you're echoing. We see the strategic planning of the city. Could there be other two more, so that at least HTV will see how to push this to stakeholders?
Yeah, because as I talked, when you look at the fiscal planners, they are not in place. I would say the offices are there, but there's nothing. What I've shared with you,
yes.
If you put their plan, their interest is to get money. A building like this one, you pay about 20 million. But nobody comes to help you on how to build this, to develop your idea. You don't have an input.
What you give them is what they
you
take.
give them. What you go and do is your business. Nobody comes to advise you. Yet offices are there. So we have complained. Recently we got fire here.
Yes.
But
just
this is a city. It's a city, but a mile, we are not even a mile from the police station. But fire destroyed everything here. Our traders here who are dealing in timber lost everything.
And this is a city.
And this is a city. We are in the middle of the city. We used to have market burning here in town. So what has changed? Now we're here. We are in a city. We are getting fires just in the middle of the town.
And it takes hours to put it off.
We had hydrants. This is where there's strategic, where you can draw water in big quantities. Things are near us here, but nobody knows even the places. So I think we should have people and we should have meetings of stakeholders and plan. You don't simply wake up and build anything in town. I think it's wrong. This is a city, we are building a city. I wish we could be together. If the plans come up, mainly in the middle of the town, to involve us. We are ready to work with the town at no cost. We don't need sitting allowance, nothing. But to put in, at least to have a suggestion.
Wow, that is Mr. Barya for you, calling at least for a think tank, Mbarara City think tank, and he says he's willing to, put in all the effort. The Mbarara Investment Club, what was the dream?
The dream was for people who have property in town. If you have property in town, you can join us. So that we look at such things that I've been talking about.
Yes.
But eventually we intend to have a circle so that we can borrow from our own money. instead of running to the banks and they take all the profits. If you borrow from your own circle, the benefits are yours. So the interest we charge, it's you who, at the end of the year, who will get the interest. So we still need more. People have put up buildings in town. What we want is somebody who has a stake in this town. It's the one whom we want to join us. Have a stake? Yes. We don't want briefcase people. We want people who have investments in our town.
Oh, wow. It's a club of those with investments. As we end this, in case you just joined us, he just painted a picture of the business side of Mbarara and maybe a few challenges, and he strategically gives out a few key points the city authorities could actually consider to prepare and give room for investment. We have not answered our question of the day yet, but we will be answering that. Now, before we go for this short break, we have seen in Kampala, and I do not know if the clubs there also are active along this line that I'm bringing, but we have seen in Rwanda, Kigali, and actually also Nairobi, an investment club of investors who go ahead to prepare panels for innovators. I have watched one where a panel of 10 Baryas are seated here, and a Sankara with an idea, a business idea, comes and pitches in front of them. They gauge whether it is viable. They agree with each other, and they're supposed to support this gentleman, of course, with angel investment, with at least equity or kind of support, but at least you helped that gentleman develop that idea, and you're also earning your money. Are we seeing that soon in Mbarara?
I think we haven't done it to young people.
Yes.
But for us, say, who are in hardware, we have developed many people. He comes with an idea. He says, how can I start? He has small capital, but he wants to start. Say, what can I start with? So we normally help them, and we have big numbers of people we have helped to start the hardware shop. This is people who are on job, who are already seen, who can, because you can't give someone an idea. You want now Sankara wants to start something, says, what can I do? We don't want to attend to such a people. Yes, I want you come with an idea. How do I help you to start it? Those are the people we develop. But I don't want to come, convince you, go into hardware. When you get disappointments, then you start saying, it's Barya who caused these problems. Okay. So I want you to be there, then I help you to move.
We have different innovators at Empower Youth in Technology with different ideas. One of them was building soundproof for toilets. It comes back to hardware.
Yes.
And building solutions. Such a young man only has an idea. We have several of them at EIT. I could hear maybe from Barya, this is not to corrupt you or something, but what could you tell such a person? Because at one point we believe, okay, we are going to meet investors and explain to them, and they're going to come in and support. I do not know if there is that chance. This is what we may want to get clear.
Yes, we have people who started from nothing.
Yes.
Who can help such young people who is such an innovation, but we need to know it. Can come, I can show him people, because we meet every Tuesday, and if somebody has a good idea and he has tried it, not just thinking about it, but has tried it, and he needs a push. That's where we can help.
Someone has tried it.
Yes, and he sees it is working, but he needs a push.
And he can prove it works.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are the people who can help.
Okay, trust me, the other discussion will be off camera, but you already see where the direction is. And we're going to take a break. When we return, we answer the question of the day. If indeed there are some business, investment opportunities in Mbarara City for that, for those of you who are planning to invest in Mbarara. It is the Startup Talk. We are returning shortly.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, I'm trying on Muchiga. Bueno, if you have any event, it can be a music show, it can be a party, big or small, and you want it live, you can even catch me and my band on Ayit TV. That is on YouTube, Zoom, or Facebook.
Ayit TV, empowering you.
It's true. Charcoal briquettes have more reasons to be your cooking energy choice. Cook smart with L-Smart conservation technologies, makers of L-Smart charcoal briquettes, briquette stoves, briquette ovens, and fire starters. Reach them now via 0758 487007 or 0771 872 299.
Thank you very much from that short break, and we are still on the Startup Talk. What you just watched is L-Smart, and they tell you they do charcoal briquettes for you, and if you use them, obviously you're going to enjoy them. It's every mother's choice. Before this show, we requested that if you have some ideas that you can put to this idea, because now we are about to start answering this, we were requesting you to send in some responses, and here is one of the responses that we received.
Thank you. This is Isaka Muhangire, Director Business Operations at Salim Services Limited, which is a construction company in Barya City. Thank you, Ayit TV, for giving me an opportunity to talk about opportunities in Barya City as a program on Startup Talk. The opportunity I can see, one may opt to rental properties. This is due to the fact that every single day we receive about 30 new people in our city. And certainly these people need to stay in this city, the land of milk and honey. With our approach of affordable housing in Uganda, we use interlocking stabilized soil blocks. These blocks are made from site, and right away they are got from maram, mixed with a small ratio of cement, and all of a sudden client will receive transportation costs on these blocks. The other important thing is that the blocks do not use mortar in between them, so they are dry stacked, thereby allowing our client to save up to 30% on their construction budget. Lastly, I can say that blocks look beautiful. One may decide to decorate them and making plastering optional. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That is Bam Salim, and I'm telling you, all those are good suggestions. These guys do interlocking blocks, and trust me, just like he explains, and just like these pictures you see on your screen, this is beautiful. You can imagine those bricks. You do not need as much sand or as much cement while building. They are interlocking, like you can see, just plug and play. I can see, sorry my viewer, but I couldn't avoid this. This one here is an award from Uganda Bati, and it was heading to Barya Stint Hardware, and they say for highest overall volume country winner 2019. So you'll be here, and this is another reason why to consider Barya Hardware. Which ideas might work in Mbarara? Where are these opportunities? Where can someone put their money?
First of all, I say that the only idea I give is where I've gone and become successful.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so if it is hardware, I can give you all the knowledge you need to start up a hardware shop. But these other things, I've seen people who have started schools. Now you see where schools are. People are doing very well in schools, private schools. But now COVID came and they have loans to service. So I'm skeptical about what one can invest. But
we can start in Mbarara.
Get an idea. You don't have to be fed with an idea. Get an idea. Don't wait for people to feed you ideas. You must think about it, sleep over it, see how to develop it, then ask for help. But not to be fed, not say if you go into tippers, you can make money, and then you put money, you're buying tippers. Now you can see Sinok trucks everywhere in this town, but you might find they are not making money. They might not be making money, but everybody goes there. So it means it's not their own idea. So make your idea, and once you feel that is what you need to do, then come for advice.
So one might really want to think, just like you're advising us, but like a business giant in Mbarara, you could be noticing, okay, we have everything in Mbarara, this is not there. I have visited America, I saw this, it is not here in Mbarara. I have this, I think it could work. Oh, okay, it is not here. So you could trigger us on some areas that Mbarara is lacking yet, and maybe someone could think of investing around that area.
Yeah. Like now, the places I've visited, you find I've built such a big mall.
Yes.
But I don't need to have business there. You call people, you don't need to ask rent from them. Yeah, no rent, but whatever item he sells, you get a percentage.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So you don't, if he has not sold, you don't get anything, and he doesn't make any losses. But here you come, I want 2 million. At the end of the month, maybe I have not made it. But if you have sold many things, then I also gain.
Yes.
You get my...
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good
so
idea.
I've seen it that side. Where you find you build your soul building, then you call people to bring their things.
Say now, like, come, we partner, I will give you rent.
Yes.
This is my take.
No rent, but I want this area, you give it to him. But the sales center is there. One sales center. So because they are computerized, whatever you sell, whatever is picked and you sold, it is from this one. It is from Sankara.
Yes.
The money goes to him, and I also get my small percentage.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow. What else did you copy there? You see, I'm sorry, but you may really need to share with us.
Yes.
Mbarara is here. How virgin is it?
It is like that. It's a virgin place. Anything, because when you go to those areas, their countries are developed. They have everything. They have water. They have electricity. They have schools. People are aged. They are old people. But here we have percentage. They are young people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are just, when you talk of below 40, this is almost the whole big percentage of about 80%. Yes, they are below 40. So I have a feeling you can plan for young people. Young people, they are so many, and we can do much to develop that group. They are young, and they need to be innovative. And they have ideas, but they don't know whom to talk to. I have a feeling if opportunities come, we are always there to mentor them.
If we look at the housing, for example, the housing sector, could there be a challenge that you're facing? Maybe this guy here could be able to solve it.
Housing.
And generally, okay, hardware related, just like you said, you're comfortable sharing around what you do.
Housing here definitely is crucial. People are moving from villages, they are coming to towns. You have to get prepared for that. People are coming to towns. That one is obvious. And people who remain in the villages will make money because these people they need food. So wherever you remain, you will make money. I find borders here seated, but they need to eat. So if you remain there, wherever you are in the village, work hard. You need to feed these people who are not working, who are seated on their motorbikes. Town here, again, we need to house those people. You need to feed them.
Yes.
Where there is a need, that's where you focus. I have seen now people are hawking food. You remain here in the office, people bring food to you. I don't need to go in the hotel.
Yes.
You bring food where you are. Somebody starts such an innovation and it's there.
It's working.
It is working. So we have to keep scratching our heads and think of how we can make money. There is a lot to do in this town.
Okay, there is a lot to do in this town, and he says the password is scratch your head and think through, and you will be able to grasp this idea. Talking about innovations and those that support us, we have Let's Farm App Shop. With that, if you visit Play Store and you download that app, apples will find you in your offices, mangoes will find you in your offices, fruits I'm talking about, all agro produce will find you everywhere you are, and these guys are going to deliver. Let's Farm Shop app is what you have to download. And we have www.guza.ug, which sells only products that are made here in Uganda. Only products that are made here in Uganda. Click into that and you will be able to get a few more products. And he says we need more of such, and the scratching of your head. Now there's this gentleman who has been watching, and the lady watching here, and from the time we announced, they were waiting. I want to get that great advice, that simple advice from Mr. Barya. I will assume this gentleman is as young as Sankara, in their 20s or early 30s, looking up to being the same way you are at your current age when they are there. What's the password, or what could you tell them?
One thing I would say, you need to be patient. I started working when I was 20 years. Now I'm 65 years old. All this time I've been working. I don't have rest days. In a year I rest for 3 days. It's because of COVID, but 3 days on fast, on Easter, and on 26th December. That's the places I can stay home. But from Monday to Sunday, I work. And now that I'm 65, I'm not thinking of retiring.
Yes.
I'm also like His Excellency.
Yes.
So I'm there, I'm still working. So please.
Before we leave that, we will start from there. Let's first run through your day.
Yeah.
When it comes to morning.
Morning, I wake up around 7:30. These days, at least 8:30, I'm at my workplace. I leave at 7.
7 in the evening.
7 in the evening. That is Monday to Sunday. So, if you see me at a function, yes, that's a function. And I'm resting. When you see me there, I'm resting.
Perhaps even now you're resting,
yes.
But we are in your office.
Yeah, sure. So you have to be hardworking. There's no free money. At times I go in clubs, you see young men squandering their money. You have to save. Money is hard to get. You have time to maybe to enjoy that money. when you have made some investments, but please don't eat the money you just received. You need to eat what is left when you have made some savings.
Wow.
But you can't eat your salary, the whole of it, and thinking you're going to get another salary, you finish it. No. We have been very, very careful on spending. Up to now, I am very careful on what I spend on myself. So this money is easy to spend, but to make it is hard. So you have to really be serious on saving. Save up to now. 65, I'm still saving. But I enjoy a bit of it. I can go out.
Yes.
Yeah. I can
After
go
saving.
After saving. If I see I have saved. Yes. Now these last 2 years, nothing. Since 2019, I've not moved out. But once everything's opened up and I see some savings, I will definitely go. I have enjoyed trips. I've gone to Israel. I've gone to cruise ships.
Yes.
I've gone all these places. I've gone to more than 30 countries.
At my the story of course is different, but how was Barya at my age, at around 26?
26, I was a young man working in Uganda Electricity Board. I didn't have much. In 1980, I started with a bicycle. I went into a motorcycle. 1984, I bought a car, second hand from the sisters in Nyamtanga. Paid it slowly until I got it second hand. So almost a new car, I got it in 1987. At least that one was a bit okay from Dubai. But since then,
yes,
I've never failed to get a car to drive. But you can't have all the money and put it in a car and you don't have fuel. Buy a car when you are sure that even this one goes, you buy another. Because
those are some of the mistakes that we are doing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we are supposed to be ending this, but it is only getting sweeter. Are there, traits you think young people should stop if they want to enjoy tomorrow?
These days, I would say young people can say both gender, males and females. They like a lot of enjoyment, they like a lot of money, and you spend it. At times we go in picnics with young people, but they can spend even what I can't spend. So you look at their future and say, what are these sons of mine doing to themselves? Yeah, you have to be frugal. You have to be very careful with the money you get. So you are failing in marriages. It's a bad thing. Me, I married since 1983. I'm with my wife, and I cannot think of getting another wife. No, not even a second woman.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. Why should I? She's enough for me. I have 5 kids, all grown-ups. So I can't again go back into paying school fees. Getting another child? No. That one was, I left it since 1985 and 95. So now I'm looking at something else. Then I can't divert and then remarry and then do what? No. That phase ended.
And like you said, now you are...
I can enjoy my money. No fees, no nothing.
Yes.
I can only help people, but I cannot have my own child now. No.
Wow, is it a lighter note? Is it a better way to end this? But that is Mr. Barya. I still think you have one line you can drop for us. Just one line, that's one motivational line, and we should be able to close this. Just one motivation line.
Yeah, I want young people to be serious in whatever you do.
Yes.
This question of I don't care, leave it out. I don't care is a bad thing. You must care all the time. And I appeal to you to look at your parents. It's good to know your parents. If before you build a house, think of your parents first. And that's where you get all the blessings. And the people who put you on earth, or who paid school fees for you, please look at your parents. Take them very seriously before you even think of building yourself a house. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Think about those papas. And he says all the blessings gonna follow you. It's been a beautiful one engaging with Mr. Barya. Some questions, of course, you fear even asking, but are you considering to join politics?
Politics, I can't think of joining politics. People have come to me, they want me to join politics, where I have my grown-up sons who can run the business. Yes, if an opportunity comes, I will think about it. But as of now, no. My business is enough to engage me in my head.
Wow. Okay, we are going to, I'm so sure, now the doors have opened, and our dear innovators, and if you're there, he says he's very well open to engage as long as you have the idea, and he says if you have started on it and you show you're serious with it and how actually it is viable, it's going to make money, then he can help you link to people that could help you or systems that could help you. It is going to be a beautiful journey, but this is why we exist, and this is why you spend all this time watching. It is for nothing else but that. Thank you very much, Papa. We'll be so willing to come back on any other topic if you're willing.
I'm always willing.
We could always organize a few mentorship sessions at Empower Youth in Technology. Maybe call you and talk to young people directly. They ask you back to back. They would really love to do that. And all these are promises that are being made by Mr. Barya. He's been our guest today. We've been looking at if there are some investment opportunities in Mbarara, but at the end of the day, he says from his own perspective, look at Mbarara the way it is, study it, go back, sleep, think over that idea that is going to change the game. He gave an example that some people are bringing food in offices, and who would say that there is that opportunity? Obviously no one, but innovators, and he says that's what you ought to do. Thank you very much. It is the Startup Talk. We will be coming next Tuesday 5 p.m. with some other guests. Thank you for watching.
You're watching a Hit TV, empowering you. You're watching a Hit TV, empowering you. Yes, it's time to surprise those planning to intrude into your property today with surveillance systems like CCTV cameras, spy cameras, hidden cameras, or biometric systems like fingerprint access, GPS car tracking systems, attendance and access control systems, intercom systems, entry point security systems, security alarm systems, and more. Have yours installed today by HomeScan Uganda Limited, the only tested and trusted providers of home or office security systems installation and maintenance in Mbarara and beyond. Call us on our hotlines today on 0485 444 107 or 0392 156 449 or mobile number 0774 227511.